Hey everyone, welcome to Buzzing About Romance. I am Becky, and joining me for this episode is Heather. Hi, Heather.
Hello.
And Jenny. Hi, Jenny.
Hey, Becky.
Jenny, I believe you're missing an accessory.
I can go find one if you would like me to.
Special guest on this episode, Chad Michael Murray's hair.
Yeah,
Heather's like,
I got
stop.
thoughts.
We all have thoughts on the hair.
Except for me, I didn't. Okay, I'll tell you.
You'll tell
I didn't
us.
get there.
So because of the rush of this month, it's a short month. We have lots. Everybody has lots of stuff going on with kids concerts, family holidays, work holidays, Christmas parties, family gatherings. We kind of switched things up, and for our Wednesday episodes, we didn't do all books. We decided to do some romantic comedy holiday movies for our episodes. Well, for two of the three. And then the episode next week, we'll talk about that at the end. So first up, this was our community vote. I put a variety of options up, and everybody picked the Netflix original Merry Gentlemen. And so instead of book club style, we're going movie club style. I don't know. Is that
Heck
even a
yeah.
thing? Do people have movie clubs?
I mean, you watch movies together, and then I would think you would. I would talk about it. Probably why I'm watching the movie, but yeah.
Oh, are you one of those annoying people that
What?
talks in the movie? During the
Yeah, because I
movie?
get really annoyed about things that don't work or are physically impossible.
Oh.
And does your husband go to movies with you?
Well, when we used to go to movies, yeah, I am really good about not talking in the movie theater. Like,
Okay.
I don't want to be a burden to somebody else, but to my husband, that's fine.
Okay. Well, poor Jerry. He can just deal with it.
I will annoy Justin to no end. He's like a huge movie buff, and I'm always like, I don't. What is happening here? I don't like. What is this? This is, and they're usually movies for me are usually about an hour too long.
About an hour too long. Mike loves movies. Sydney loves movies. There are certain movies they love to watch together, certain kinds of movies they love to watch together. A lot of times movies are background noise. Like my mind starts racing a little bit. And I think about 50 other things while I should be focused on the movie.
Uh-huh.
Um, but when we actually did a group watch on this movie via Discord, and that really helped keep me focused. That, and I was taking some notes because we got to talk about.
Oh, yeah, I was doing my homework while watching.
I didn't realize that we were like having a group watch, and I like ironically enough watched it with my teenage son. Because it comes on and he goes, Mom, if there is a movie that like screams and shouts you and your book club, it's Strippers at Christmas.
Um, I mean, Strippers at Christmas. Did Owen want to like make a guest appearance in with us?
He was like, this is so he's like, I am so embarrassed for these people.
Same. Secondhand
Right?
embarrassment was weird. And it's really interesting because that's one of the girl child's issues a lot of times in movies, especially comedies. If there starts to be like awkwardness, she gets secondhand embarrassment terribly bad. She cannot watch it. Like something
The
about
Office
Mary,
is
she had to
terrible.
stop because she's like, I can't. And I'm just like, but I laugh
So
at
The
people in real
Office is
life.
probably terrible for her.
The
Because
what?
that's also The Office. It's
Yeah.
like it's that awkwardness, and you're like, I can't watch this.
Yeah. I don't know. Okay, so we have some enchanting details for Merry Gentlemen. Who wants to read them out?
I can.
Go ahead.
The release date was November 20th, 2024. The main tropes are second chances, small town charm, save the family business. The director was Peter Sullivan. The screenwriter was Marla Sokoloff.
Sokoloff. Mm-hmm.
The cast highlights were Britt Robertson as Ashley, Chad Michael Murray as Luke, Marla Sokoloff as Marie, Beth Broderick as Lily, Michael Gross as Stan, and of course, Chad Michael Murray's hair kind of needs its own mention.
It does.
And it's available on Netflix.
It is. It's an exclusive to Netflix. Okay, so Marie's character, was that the sister or the mom? Did anyone pull up Internet Movie Database? We know we're going to need it for this episode, right?
What is that? IMDb?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, I can do that.
Okay.
I think we're going to need it. Because what character was Marla? Was that, or...
No, Marla's the
That's her actress's name. Who was Marie? Was that the sister, the mom, or the lady that owned everything?
Oh, yeah, there was that lady, too. I think Lily's the lady that owns everything.
See, I think Lily was the sister.
Oh, well.
Marla?
That would be the actress's name. I don't know.
Marla, the writer, is young.
Okay, so must be the sister then. Right? Yeah. The sister. Marla Sokoloff is Marie, who was the sister, who was married to Roger, one of the great dancers and short order cook.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
You're correct.
Okay. So let's just start talking about the premise of this. I think for the last 4 or 5 years, Netflix has been putting out kind of Hallmarkish vibed movies that are their original content to kind of compete against that streaming. Some are hits, some are misses. Let's talk about the main characters in this book.
Movie.
Or in this movie. You know, whatever we did. So we have Ashley, who is... She must be it was their version of a Rocket, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
She loses her job because she's too old and she's being replaced with a younger model.
Which, okay, I was like, because she's made it 13 years. I'm like, that's a pretty good career as a dancer.
I don't know how old the oldest Rockette is. Because I do think that there are Rockettes in their 40s.
I just feel like that's something kind of like sports. You're more prone to an injury that's going to be career ending.
Sure.
Yeah. And being able to keep up with the rigor, the pace of the show, so to speak. That was interesting. I mean, I suppose they had to make her a dancer somehow, right? I mean,
right. So Radio City Rockettes, the current oldest performer is Jennifer Jones. She joined the Rockettes in 1993, and she has been with the dance company for over 30 years.
Oh my!
So, you also cannot be. You have to be between 5 feet 6 inches and 5 feet 10.5 inches.
Is that true still? Because they do their so mid to late 20s, many retire in their early 30s, and you are right. It is the height requirements are between 5'5" and 5'10", because they put the tallest people in the center of the line and then short out so that you can't tell the height difference.
Gretchen just said that there's a Rockette this year with a physical disability. There's a limb difference, which is amazing.
She was on CBS Sunday Mornings, and she was on something else. I love CBS Sunday Morning. Does anybody else watch CBS Sunday Morning?
I used to before I had children.
Grandma.
I love it.
Yes.
Did you just call me Grandma?
I enjoy it.
I think it's what the old people here in Minnesota, CBS is the channel that whatever. Sorry.
They have very good reporting.
They have such great stories on CBS Sunday Morning. But I do think that story was featured on CBS Sunday Morning. So, You should go looking for it. And also, everybody should watching CBS Sunday morning.
Yeah.
So our main character, Ashley, she obviously is like supposed to be a rockette, but she's not retiring because she's missed a beat. They've just decided to replace her because she's old.
Yeah, it seems more like a money issue, you know, because the longer you're there, the more you're going to get paid. So you bring in someone cheaper and younger. So,
yeah. And she returns to her small hometown, which I assumed is the Midwest.
yeah.
Like, she didn't go upstate. She went Midwest. Because
and she's only visiting. She's not for Christmas. Because her parents were going to come for Christmas. And she's like, oh, shoot, to watch your show. So she hasn't told them.
Jen Ellen tells us that the producers decided she was too old, but she was messing up in the one number we saw in the opening scenes. So Ashley goes home to the Midwest, and she has that very first meet cute with Luke and Chad Michael Murray's hair. They're on the street corner. And it was a super awkward meet cute.
Wait, how the hell does that happen? Pay attention to your surroundings.
Right? It wasn't the best meet cute. Like, in a meet cute situation, you know, a lot of times in these movies we get the meet cute and they're either really awkward or they're meat disasters and they're really fun. This one, like, we didn't even really get any chemistry or tension to set the movie forward.
Yeah, and she was like not very nice either. I mean, like,
I don't think she was very nice through the whole movie.
I agree.
Don't think she had, like, the holidays did not warm her heart. Watching half naked men dance on her stage of her parents' bar did not warm her heart. And again, I don't know if it's the actress because I don't know what else this actress might have been in. I don't think she was, not that we expect high-end acting on a Netflix original. She wasn't that dynamic of an actress either. She did not, like, I was more interested in Michael Gross, the fact that the Family Ties dad and the aunt from Sabrina the Teenage Witch was there.
Okay. Michael Gross, my husband says to me, dude, this guy has been old since Family Ties. Like, how
Yes.
And I'm like, oh, and then that brought me to Family Ties. I'm like, God, that was such a great show. And so we're trying to explain it to our kids. And it was like, totally not paying attention to the movie because it was like, meh.
Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about Chad Michael Murray's character, Luke. So we learn towards the end of the movie. So spoiler alerts, if you haven't watched this, we're spoiling this whole thing. We learn that he moved to this small town with a previous girlfriend. Would it have helped endear you to him, his character's plight, and the way he kind of acts with Ashley if you had known that earlier in the show?
I think it would have helped us understand like his aloofness. Like, I feel like we understood Ashley's aloofness and like, you know what I mean? But we didn't really get his like grumpiness, so to speak.
Yeah, because we know he's not a native because like there's this concept that it's a really tiny town and he was not there when she left.
Right.
But yeah, I think it would have been a little helpful to know why he was there. I mean, he didn't just go there for the heck of it.
And I was not a One Tree Hill person because in 2003 I was having a baby. I didn't really watch the CW. Wasn't my jam. So I know there's some nostalgia around him as his character Lucas Scotts, which apparently he really likes the name Luke. Were you guys One Tree Hill fans?
I watched Everwood, which was like on the day before One Tree Hill or on.
Okay.
Yeah.
So do
If you
you
watch Everwood, you would understand why that was.
so do you have a so so you don't have a nostalgia vibe towards Chad Michael Murray?
No.
I didn't even know what One Tree Hill was. I just had to look it up.
No, I think that's hilarious. I only know because I have IMDb up on my phone.
Well, so do I. So I looked up Chad Michael Murray, and his like headshot thing. He really likes his hair. I feel like that's his favorite
Well, he
thing.
probably spent a lot of money on that hair, so he's got to get a return on investment here.
That's true.
I mean, the hair was distracting in this movie. I think the hair
Very.
had more personality and acting skills. The hair delivered what Chad Michael Murray did not.
And
But
he's like cranking out these like TV movies, like
right?
it's his job. Well, I mean,
He's-
guess it is his job.
He's got a lot. I mean, he's been consistently putting out, stuff for a while. My goodness.
Yeah. Okay.
How old would you like say these characters are supposed to be?
Well, I'm assuming Britt is supposed to be like early 30s.
Okay.
And
How old's he supposed to be?
I would say mid 30s, like somewhere between 34 to 36.
They're like 10 years apart in real life, yeah.
Is she older than him?
No.
He's older than her.
She was born in 1990. He was born in 81.
Oh, so he's like in his 40s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. He's only 4 years younger than I am. Okay. So I do think we had a couple of characters that stole the scenes when we get to the dancing that actually I thought were more dynamic than Luke's character and Ashley's character.
Yeah.
And I think Roger, the husband of the sister, I wanted more of him. I thought he was hilarious.
He was great.
Our taxi driver, Ricky. I mean, I just really needed him to take his shirt off more.
You guys, he was in Power Rangers. Ricky was. And my kids watch Power. My youngest loves Power Rangers.
He was the Green Samurai Ranger.
He was in Percy Jackson. Oh.
He was the Green Ranger.
Interesting.
Hello, Hector.
I agree. He's a cutie patootie.
Yeah.
He was born in 1989.
Yeah.
So.
Troy, who was the bartender that worked for the family, I thought he was a really interesting character.
I liked him a lot. I kind of was like, I want to know more about Troy. He seems to have money. He doesn't seem to you know what I mean? For a
he had a personality.
Yeah, I really liked him.
Well, and Denise, who was the woman that was the landlord that owned the bar that was trying to kick the bar out, she actually was a really interesting character too. And it really, I loved the brother-in-law and the bartender. Same.
And there's a puppy.
And there was a puppy that was very, very cute. The puppy's name is Gizmo, in case you were wondering. Puppy's name is Gizmo.
That's good.
Okay, so did you believe in the chemistry of Ashley and Luke as characters? We won't talk about them as actors or actresses. But the way the movie progresses, the chemistry, the flirtations, did it feel natural? Did it feel real? I guess that's natural. Did it work for you? Were you invested in their relationship?
No. Not okay, again, I was doing other things, so mostly listening, but no.
Yeah, I felt like it was lukewarm. I laughed, they kissed 3 times. I was like, wow, this is more than Hallmark.
Yeah.
So there was that. I think they both seemed very guarded. like they were both interested in each other, but they were both very guarded because she's leaving and he's like, I know you're leaving. I don't really trust you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. There was no like exchange of secrets or like heartfelt like getting to know you.
Jen Ellen did not believe in their chemistry, which I do. I agree with you, Jen Ellen, 100%. I did not believe in their chemistry. And I really feel like at the end of everything, this movie ends in an HFN, not an HEA.
Mm-hmm.
I do not believe that these two are together forever, that this is their one Christmas love, and that we will see the Merry Gentlemen and then, you know, Cupid's Arrow or whatever. Like, they're not going to have a holiday review show every season.
No.
I think this was one and done.
Yep. I think it's more of like a holiday fling.
Yeah.
I also think Danny kind of seems like an interesting character. Like, right? He's the older guy that was at the bar.
Right.
And then when they had to call him in, and he was like, yeah, I know this. And then he takes off his shirt and he's like kind of ripped. And I was like, hey, Danny, where have you been?
Hello, Daddy. Thanks for coming on stage.
Okay, he's my age. So
Danny?
wow.
He was your age?
Yeah. Well, no, he's a little older.
I was going to say he's a little older because he was in Grease too. So
yeah. He started acting in 1978. So he is older.
Yeah. I was going to say, I was born in 1976. So.
Yeah, so he started acting.
Okay.
He was born in 1959.
Oh, yeah, he's older than me.
How would you say the overall feels?
He was on Dynasty, you guys.
I loved Dynasty.
Same. That's why I'm so excited. Like, and Beverly Hills 90210.
Who did he play in Beverly Hills 90210?
He was in one episode.
Oh, he probably got on alive.
Oh, he's married to Juliet Mills.
Huh.
Interesting. What would you say the overall feels of this movie are? Is this heartwarming, funny? I mean, we talked like it's just that Christmas fling, that holiday flirtation. It wasn't warm and fuzzy. Jenni, would you say it's warm and fuzzy?
No, I would not watch this movie again.
I'm not watching it again.
It's definitely like you could turn it on while you're like wrapping gifts and it'd be fine.
He was Rex Manning in the Empire Records movie. Danny was.
I agree. I think I would not watch it again. And I would, like you said, Jenni, like if you're wrapping presents and you've run out of, like, you should watch this, but
yeah.
You know.
And it seems like, because there's like a Lindsay Lohan one, there was this one, and then there's Hot Frosty. And all the reviews that I'm seeing of people talking about them, this one was the biggest disappointment. Everyone's saying how good the Hot Frosty was.
I've heard that too.
So, I mean,
I think they were hoping the abs and his hair would sell the movie and we'd forget about the rest.
Yeah. Were there any memorable scenes or something about the setting that you just really, really loved? I did like their little night date where she showed him Christmas around the town. I thought that was fun.
Yeah. I liked the bar feel. It feels very like Midwestern, small town bar with the, you know, and I like the history. Her parents are adorable. Like I like both of those actors.
Yeah.
So that was fun.
I do love that vibe of the bar. And it's really interesting because I was trying to talk about it, I think, with Christopher, the boy child. And bars aren't like that here anymore. But we used to, in college, we had a bar called Howard's in Bowling Green. And it was kind of that same vibe. Like bands would come and tour there. They'd play small college campus concerts there. Inside, instead of regular tables, they had picnic tables. So you couldn't like pick a chair up and do anything with a chair. You had to. So we sat at picnic tables. But somebody said that bar has been completely redesigned and it's not the same anymore. So I haven't been there in a minute, like 20 years, but
Yeah, that's the same for our like college bar was the Regal Beagle.
in Ada.
And yeah, and
Yes.
I mean, it's been completely revamped and not the same vibe. So maybe like younger generations don't want that vibe, but we do have those small like town bars in our town. But it's definitely like the same people. Like there's two right across the street from each other, but it's like the regulars, right?
Yeah. We have a bar down the street called Lucky's, and we always question whether or not we should go there or not. Like, it's in walking distance, but it's also like,
Yeah, yeah.
and then you see their Facebook, like, and they share the bands that are playing, and you're just like, I don't know. I don't know if that's for me.
That's so loud when they have bands. Like, again, I'm aging myself, but that's really loud, you know?
Yeah,
It's
I haven't
loud.
done that in a hot minute, and yeah, that was a lot of effort and like talk about being aware of your surroundings.
Oh, so my husband's favorite bar, he went to Eau Claire, Wisconsin, and it was the Camaraderie was the bar, and it burnt down. Because I'm sure, like we were
Right.
telling our kids, like we used to go to bars and you'd take the peanuts like in the shells and then you just throw them on the ground.
Yeah.
Right.
And then
Yeah.
like people are smoking in there, and I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, it's curious why all these restaurants burn down.
There was a bar on downtown Main Street in Findlay called Dylan's, and it was kind of where the anti-culture went, like the artist, but it was always a mix. You never knew, like you could walk in and see like the 60-year-old guy who, drinks all day every day to, the 21-year-old punk rocker kid with, spiked mohawks. Like you just never knew what you were getting at Dylan's, but it was always a scene and it was always fun, and they weren't very tough on identification. So that was helpful.
Yeah, I mean,
It was always helpful when a bar was not necessarily super tough on identification.
that is key for college kids.
But I don't know that our college kids have those experiences now.
Yeah, I don't think it's the same.
My friend's kid who goes to the university, a big one. I don't want to like, rat him out. But she's like, he's a freshman this year. And she's like, he has a fake ID. Like he told his cousin over Thanksgiving, and then the cousin she's like, what? And he's like, well, I don't go to drink. I just go to the bar and like hang out. And she's like, it's okay if you drink. And he's like, well, I don't. And she's like, so it's so weird. Like we were the people that partied and had fun, and then our kids are like, oh, we don't do that. Like, who are you?
Yeah.
Yeah. We've been here, with the girl child, and she's at home with us, and we're like, would you like to even take a drink or taste it? And no, like she has guilt because she's only 19 and she can't. And I'm just like, you have a moral compass that I never had, just so we're all very clear.
Well, I have one where like we left when we went to Louisville, liquor cabinet wide, like nothing. We knew we trusted him. But our second born, like we're looking at liquor cabinet with locks because like they're just two different humans.
They are so funny.
Yeah, I feel that. I got a couple that I'm like, you two cannot go to the same college.
I mean, to be honest, these two I don't worry about at all. Like, it's more likely that Mike and I are the problem, not them. Well, Jenni and I are the problem. Mike has to supervise.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's the truth. Also, Mike did buy us fancy new lights for the deck for this summer.
Oh.
And they're programmable and multicolored. So we can have a disco right on the deck.
He's gonna turn the lights on like at the bar, like time for you to find a bed.
He's like,
they're gonna flick the lights.
He's gonna be like, time to go inside and go to bed. He's getting old. He can't really carry us either, so he has to find that line before we. Anyway, did the music what did you think of the music choices, the soundtrack of this movie? Was any of it dynamic? I felt like there were some Christmas songs they really could have used, but I'm sure it had to do with paying the royalty costs to use them. That would have been.
Oh.
Yeah, I didn't even think about the music until you said. Like,
Well,
so
but
there was nothing that
they're like dancers. Like, and
right.
don't you think like Baby It's Cold Outside might have been a fun one for them to, or like a more like Snoop Dogg version of Winter Wonderland or something? I'm just saying, like,
yeah, there are options. Yes.
I can't even think of a song that was in there.
Yeah,
I don't know.
That's how like underwhelming the music.
Yeah. Okay, from start to finish, did you find the storyline engaging? Like, did you stay engaged from start to finish? No, me neither. No. No. It would have been.
I had to go to the bathroom and I didn't pause it. You know what I mean? Like,
had we been.
That's a fair gauge.
Had we not been group watching it, I would have been on my phone. I would have I'd have chucked it at some point.
Yeah, I wrote like a whole 3-page paper while watching it. So.
Okay. We need to take a true poll here, you guys. The hair. Is it real?
Well, yeah, I mean, it might be somebody's real hair, but he's definitely paid.
It's somebody's real hair, but it is not Chad Michael Murray's.
Yes, he has paid a lot of money for that hair.
Everybody's like, nope, it can't be real. It's, yeah.
He had this like really long piece on the one side that just like, it didn't even hang in his face. It just hung, like there was this giant gap and it just like hung back. And I was like, what? It drove me insane.
So we already talked about whether or not we'd recommend this. It would be fine as a background movie while you're wrapping toys or decorating cookies. Give it a try. It's not one I would watch again. It will not become a seasonal favorite. No. We will not be like, oh, guys, guess what? It's Merry Gentleman Night for the holiday season. It won't. Okay, so Gretchen asked, are there any books with this vibe? And 100% there is. Especially the vibe of going home, the town, like your reconnection is kind of awkward. And there's a performance aspect. It is not like a stripper type thing. And that is the second book of Winterville. The second book of Winterville, she runs the Christmas performance that they put on at the Candy Cane Theater. And it's a second chance romance. He has to come back to the small town because they had been married before and got divorced, but they found out the divorce was not ever officially filed. So, read Winterville. That's the vibe. Marin Moore, she has 3 Christmas novellas that all have that kind of small town coming home after varied successes that would be equal.
Strawberry Hollow, it looks like.
Yes.
Yeah.
Trying to think. What else? I'm going to look here on Christmas.
I felt like we did a group read. I don't know.
I mean, Christmas is a good time to like do those coming back home to a small town. Like that's that's a good explanation for why they're coming home.
Yeah, it works. In the Event of Love by Courtney Kay, it's a sapphic holiday romance. The audio is exceptional. It's over on Hoopla. That one kind of has that coming home vibes. And then Reindeer Falls kind of has these vibes by Jana Aston.
That's the one I was thinking of. Yeah.
Yeah. There is Jingle Bell Beard by Julie Chris. It's a multi-author series. That one is about three brothers. It kind of has similar vibes. Nothing with like the dancer theme, I would say. Nothing with like the performance. If you want really fun Christmas, a Royal Christmas Cruise by Max Walker.
Oh God, he's so great.
Especially like awkward. The audio is really exceptional.
I've not read that one from Max.
Oh, you haven't? That one is so hilarious. One of the heroes gets he boarding the cruise, he gets patted down, and the other guy is a prince undercover. And anyway, he has bananas on his underwear, and the prince sees it, and it's awkward. It's funny. Anyway.
I'll have to look it up. Or where's the audio?
Hoopla. Yeah.
Nice.
It's really well done. I would say that Lone Wolf in Lights by Stacey Kennedy, that she's new to the small town, so it's kind of reverse. He's from the small town, lives there. She's new to the small town, and they kind of have this rival adversaries vibe to them. And that's another one that's pretty well done for holiday. I like The Wrong Gift. If you want them to have like that tension, that banter of dislike, I would say The Wrong Gift.
And that's a really fun book.
It's easy to read too, and you've got the Sugar Glider. It's currently free. So if you're listening, it's free until Friday.
And that's definitely got the awkwardness.
Who wrote The Wrong Gift?
Emmy Leone. We did a quick shot on it last year. So that's in the feed if you want that.
I own it.
Yeah, because I think it was free last year too at Christmas time.
Mm-hmm.
All I Want for Christmas by Erica Kelly. I think Erica Kelly is an author that we're kind of sleeping on with the small town vibe, awkward meet cutes, kind of Hallmark vibes, but spice. I really like Erica Kelly.
That one's free today too. That All I Want for Christmas Is You. It's a Calamity Falls book.
Yeah. Well, okay. Everybody should grab that one. I think I love Leonore Solis's Under the Mistletoe one that she did. Plus size heroine, and she's the Grinch. She hates Christmas. But again, small town, and they're in charge of like the Christmas committee for the town. And they don't
get on that.
They do not want to be.
They don't want to be on it. Yeah.
They do not want to be on it.
That sounds terrible.
Yeah. I was like, oh, that would happen to me. And
But yeah, as far as kind of like the dancers, that kind of thing, I don't think anyone's done anything like that recently. And maybe we'll see it next year. You know, I don't know though, because I just don't think this movie was as successful as Netflix thought it was going to be.
Well, they actually put out screenshots on Facebook or somewhere where you could do a Chad Michael Murray calendar.
Oh. Okay.
Right then.
I screenshotted them for all of you guys, so I'll send them to our group chat.
Hard pass.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, maybe I'll make a calendar for everyone. But then I looked and saw how much they are. And as a joke, I'm like, it's totally not like worth it because.
I mean, really, just the different hairs of Chad Michael Murray might be worth it. I don't know. Gretchen wants a Chad MM character to be more grumpy and broody. Um, yeah, I mean,
It was just like he doesn't say much, but I didn't feel like the acting was also like there either. Like he's just a guy at the
him
bar.
him being a carpenter
He-
reminded Stacy of While You Were Sleeping.
Oh, I haven't watched.
And Kate Nolan has one she thinks that's the Wishing Tree series about saving a theater. So, and like Winterville, they're trying to save the town of Winterville so it doesn't get bought by a billionaire. So read Winterville, but not Heather because I don't want her to read it.
Welcome to Winterville is also free today.
Well, I know.
Oh.
It is.
Is it really?
It is. It is.
Becky knows if she tells me to read it.
If I tell her to
I'm
read
gonna
it,
be like,
she's never going to read it. Like Heather is textbook oppositional defiance disorder. Like you just cannot tell her what to do.
Here's the deal, and Carrie Elks is like the sweetest person ever, and I love her newsletters. Like Kurt and Krista Sandors are like my favorite to read. I love when I get their newsletters.
Well, Carrie Elks was trolling her husband in her reader group because he won't let her put her tree up yet.
Even now?
She can't. They don't do it till after the 5th in the UK, I think. I don't know.
Is that tomorrow?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, technically, on the eve of the 5th into the 6th is the Feast of St. Nicholas, where you leave your shoes by the door. But that's kind of a German thing. So, I don't know. Did you do that?
I wonder why the 5th.
I know people around here that do it.
We did. I mean, it was great. And actually, when we were kids, it's when we would get new hats and gloves in our shoe, you know, and then we'd get a candy cane. And you'd get gold coins, like the chocolate gold coins.
Yeah.
You'd get 3. And actually, St. Nicholas, if you didn't know this, he is the patron saint of pawn shops and pawn shop owners. And if you ever go into a pawn shop and notice that they'll have 3 gold balls in and around the door, it's to represent the 3 gold coins that St. Nicholas gave to the girls to save them so their father didn't have to, you know, sell them. Yeah, that's the legend. I mean, it was like, you know, the 8th century. But 3 gold.
Wow.
So if you ever go to a pawn shop and you see 3 gold balls, it's because St. Nicholas is the patron saint of pawn shops.
I've never been to a pawn shop.
Michael said something about balls, and I don't even know.
No, I said I've never been to a pawn shop.
You've never been? No, Michael Burrier over there is making commentary about balls.
Oh, well, obviously.
Oh, if you're in Vegas, it's a different kind of ball.
Oh, I bet.
Anyway, you've never been to a pawn shop?
No, I don't know. I don't know how to. No.
It's a great place. No. If you ever have a child that randomly wants to play like the drums or the guitar, it is a great place to buy used musical instruments.
I bet. Yeah.
Because people will sell them and then you can get them on the cheap.
My kids are not musically inclined, thank God.
Fair. Okay, so Merry Gentlemen, whatever. Next Friday night, we're doing a group watch of The Holiday in Discord. And then, because we talk about it the following Wednesday. And then we also are going to do a bonus watch along of The Family Stone on Saturday, the 21st.
Are we doing The Holiday Friday the 6th or the following Friday, the 13th?
The 13th. Friday the 13th, we are watching The Holiday as a group. I believe it is streaming on Prime.
I think so
yes.
Too.
On Prime.
I definitely have not watched this since I saw it in the theater.
I love it. It's Amanda's favorite movie. She will accept zero criticism. And I saw on Facebook, we'll talk about it that week, but I saw on Facebook somebody said that there's so many plot holes, but I love watching it.
I love it. It's on Prime and Hulu.
Oh, Prime and Hulu. You can watch The Holiday. And we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it on the 18th. Sunday, make sure you are back here Sunday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where Lindsay and Amanda will be in charge of the episode as they discuss all things romantasy. And I will try to herd the little kittens on that episode.
May the force be with you.
Yeah. Hopefully I have a magic wand and can keep people on the course.
Lindsay.
A.K.A. Lindsay. Well, because we love her.
Know. Amanda can get pretty...
As long as, burn the world down kind of love.
Right?
Amanda's got it. So, yeah, I'm actually really excited. We're going to talk about the new definition of romantasy, what we're seeing in romantasy, where it's going to go, what's the difference between high fantasy and romantasy, and all of that kind of good stuff. And I have some fun facts. Here's a little tidbit for you all. If The Hobbit was written today, it would be considered romantasy.
Really?
Yes.
I can see it. Okay.
Because he doesn't do a ton of world building. It's all implied world building. Anyway, we'll talk about it on Sunday night, so tune back in because I have more fun facts just like that.
All right.
And who doesn't want to talk about dragons? I mean, I only want to talk about them if they shift and have sex with the heroine, but other people apparently like to watch dragons do other things. Sounds stupid. Anyway, so that's Sunday night. Back on track, Becky. Bring it back around. Next Wednesday, we are back to discuss. So, we had to bump the schedule in November because I was sad.
Oh,
yeah.
Very sad.
I'm still sad.
Same, sister. But I didn't want us not to talk about Wildfire by Shel Bliss, which that was the winner of the Best Beard in Romance vote that we did on the website. So next Wednesday, we're going to be back. We're going to talk about Wildfire by Shel Bliss. The audio is in Hoopla. So, but it is not a Kindle Unlimited, but it might be a Kobo Plus read.
I was just going to look that up.
think Shel Bliss is a Kobo Plus author. So there is that. And those are all the things we have going on.
Yes, both audio and the book are in Kobo Plus.
Okay, so if you would like to read, sometimes Kobo Plus will offer a 7-day free trial if you haven't done one in 6 months. So this might be your opportunity. But if not, the audio is in Hoopla. So.
And the Creek Man is on the cover, and if you haven't heard his story, I recommend that. If you can find it on YouTube.
I have not heard his story, so now we're going to have to investigate that and talk about it next week.
Okay,
are you on next week too?
Can you send that?
I'll be there.
Can you put that in the Discord so everybody can put it under the Sip and Discuss chat?
Yep.
Anyway, those are all the things. Thank you to everybody for hanging out and watching Merry Gentlemen and listening to our discussion about it. We'll see you back here Sunday night. Until next time, everybody. Happy reading.
Bye.